Here we go. We're loudmouths, and I came prepared.
Yeah.
I am prepared for World War III. And
Yeah.
Tim and I, we've been talking, and today's going to be the day because I'm fixing to go, what is it, Randy Macho Man Savage on you?
Oh, is that what we're doing?
We're doing it.
We're doing that episode? Okay, apparently that was this episode. I didn't get that memo. Thanks, Ron.
Maybe you should have spoken to the mic.
I should have. Yeah.
69 mic.
Yeah.
1969.
1969. The book even says it. Show them the book. Show them the book. They might not be able to see it, but it's legit.
Look at the book.
I can vouch for it. It's legit. That's awesome, by the way. I thought it was cool.
Vintage 1969 Vietnam era. My father wore this when he fought in Vietnam against communism.
Yeah.
And this is his book.
See, if I knew he was doing show and tell, I had some cool stuff. But nothing
Always show and tell.
Nothing as cool as that, I got to say.
All right. Take over for a second so I can take this.
Are you going to get that off?
Oh
So, yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff for you today. Might be a little more combative, as I had said in the last episode. We were going to do this episode really on Thursday, but, internet issues or whatever. And as you can see, if you didn't watch the last episode, we're now in the studio.
Yeah.
So we're, going to be fleshing this out a little more with some graphics. We've got some good things coming. But today's episode ought to be pretty awesome. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good there.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that string going? Is that that's the cable? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is 1969 cable.
He's like, can we plug that in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably ruin my equipment.
Yeah. We'll start.
That would be awesome if it still worked, though. Like if you
sure
could
it'll
find
still
the
work.
plug for that. I've never even seen a plug like that.
I will probably do a show with this helmet on that it works and I can talk into the mic.
Yeah, you should have just left it on.
No,
That would have been
too
cool.
damn hot.
Too hot? It is too hot.
Way too hot.
I agree. All right, so what do you got for us, Ron?
Man, today, here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Ryan Walters and Jena Nelson.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about
You can talk about that phone going off?
phones buzzing.
Let's talk about that phone going off a little bit.
My wife's like, every day, she's like, will you just please turn your phone off?
Yeah.
If I turn my phone
He's
off,
popular.
I don't get any attention. Because, anyway.
You know you don't like attention.
I know.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't seek out attention.
He just
at all.
makes that up.
Jena Nelson, Ryan Walters, and I want to talk about the way that we talk to one another because
Yeah.
this episode may get a little bit curt.
Maybe. Because that's how we are. Honestly, that's why
Yeah.
we picked the name Loudmouth.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
that's-
we don't agree
Yeah.
on anything hardly at all.
Yeah. Well, we agree on some things.
Something, then that's another thing
We
don't
agree
on is
that we
agreeing.
don't agree
Right.
on a lot of things. I mean, there's that. See, if that's all you can agree on, go from there.
What's your favorite ice cream?
God, that's a hard one. Probably butter pecan.
No, it's chocolate, Tim. See,
okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Chocolate.
That's just butter pecan.
That's
really.
so vanilla.
Right. That's the way America was, though.
Oh, that's true. I don't know.
Washington,
Rocky
across
Road.
the Delaware, wanting butter pecan. No,
I think Rocky Road may have been more of America because that's how we got to where we are today. It was a rocky road.
Can I bring up what happened to you and I today?
Do I know what you're talking about?
yeah.
Go for it. Bring up whatever you want, Ron. We'll talk about anything.
Okay, let's talk about this. You and I have both been accused of being assholes.
Oh yeah, always, pretty much.
That I've argued with people all over the world.
Yeah.
You're an asshole. You're just an asshole.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I've seen
And
people.
have, and even you have been like, Ron, you can't say you think it's okay for grandparents
For
to die.
grandparents. Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the circle of life.
Now, and now that isn't to say I didn't disagree with what you were saying. It was, you get a swarm of wasps if somebody keeps poking the hive.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep them from poking the hive because you don't want to deal with the wasps, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway.
Okay,
But
so
yeah.
we've both been accused of being assholes. Mm-hmm. Would this be a fair statement?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more social.
Yes.
I'm a little bit more schmoozy.
Schmoozy. Yeah, we talked about this at the gathering.
Some people personalities don't clash with others, and Some people don't want the bullshit. I don't want the bullshit. Tim doesn't want the bullshit. But I'm a little bit more apt to deal with people's bullshit more than Tim is.
Yeah. Well, and people don't like dealing with my bullshit either.
Why not, though?
Well, it's not, for me, it's not bullshit. It's like, I just want to say what needs to be said and let it be said.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Kind of like Ryan. You're not going to not know where he stands on an issue. And that's what pisses a lot of people off about Ryan, too, I think.
But don't you respect that about Ryan?
Yeah.
I wish I could respect that about Jena.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still pushing. I'm still commenting.
What do
Come
you
on,
mean?
Jena. I want some more Jena.
You haven't heard anything from her?
Nothing.
Because I've even heard from her.
Not a peep.
I've heard from her.
No, not a peep.
I have.
What did you hear?
I posted a video to Jena, Dear Mrs. Jena Nelson, and I took a screenshot of that video and I posted it on her page, and she liked it.
She liked your video. Jena. Well, I take that back. No, no,
liked
that
the
was
screenshot
that was an
comment.
auto response.
You think it was?
I did. Well, no. I got a request to follow I don't even remember what it was now.
This was a straight up Jena Nelson likes your photo comment.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I don't know anything about Jena. She doesn't put herself out there enough, in my opinion.
And I think Ryan puts himself out there way too much. And maybe that'll work. I don't know. I'm not a politician. I'm not a political analyst. I don't claim to be. I'm just a dad like you, with a loud mouth.
Yeah. And that's what we're here for. Anyway, I think we got in the weeds a little bit. What were we talking about?
Oh yeah, I did. Okay. If I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Can I just say it?
Just say it.
Okay.
Be a loudmouth.
I love my ability to voice my opinion, my First Amendment right. And anybody that says I can't do that or tries to censor me, I go away from that.
Pisses you off.
It pisses me off, but that's their right to say that they whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be bottlenecked into you can only say this and you can only say that because we're trying to do this one thing.
Right. Right.
But I'm also respectful of that. I want to say that. To a point.
I was literally just about to say that
To a point.
degree. Yeah.
If I say I disagree with you, this is what I think, and you come back and you are disrespectful, I can go from 0 to ignorant in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like, I can vouch for that.
Yeah. Like, you just wait till my husband hears what you said to me, and I'll be like, here's my address.
I've seen that
him-
too.
Tell him to show up with sneakers on.
On Twitter, he did that, and I was like, Ron, you might want to delete that.
No, my wife was like, Ron, you're going to have the house burned down.
Yeah.
Tell him to bring matches.
Twitter, those people on Twitter are crazy.
They are. But
They're crazy.
Moms for Liberty. I'm just going to say it. And you know this. I love those ladies. They're doing good work. You know they're doing good work.
Yeah, they are.
But you went on there.
Well, now it wasn't on.
Let's.
Yeah, it wasn't on there. It was on a specific person's post.
Moms for Liberty is a wonderful group.
Yeah.
They are supportive of parents and they want the right thing going on. These group of moms in Oklahoma are fighting for pornography out of schools. They're fighting
Me as well.
and Tim as well. So Tim agreed with Moms for Liberty, and I was like, these two need to get together because Tim is great at research. He loves that stuff.
Yeah.
And initially it was great, but then Tim's views differ on different aspects of it.
Yeah. And it's
So then there was a clash.
well, there wasn't. I mean, there wasn't really a clash, I would say. So when I go back and I read my comments, and when some other people go back and read comments, we don't see any attacks going on from my side, just saying what I need to say and then leaving it alone and then getting bombarded by multiple people, which is fine because I don't mind a good debate. That's kind of why I'm here.
If you're going to be an advocate, you're going to have to expect some backlash.
And I'm totally okay with that. But then when you start the personal attacks, it devolves into something else. But then when you get gaslit and blamed, like it's your fault, like you started that, it's annoying. And I think you can speak to that because while these people don't agree with me maybe on that topic, they wouldn't do the same thing to somebody that they did agree with and was arguing with somebody else that they didn't agree with. It's two different perspectives on the same issue. So people, if they disagree with somebody, they automatically feel like they're on the defensive, right? If somebody says I disagree, and then that automatically gets, I don't know, translated into, he's attacking me or whatever. But
Here's what I think, and this is just me. I'm just a dad, but I talk to politicians all the time. I talk to parents. I talk to teachers. I talk to a lot of different people, and people take shit personally.
mm-hmm.
That should not be taken personally. Everybody is an individual. They have different views. Now, when I say to John B. Connolly on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
who I have no idea who that is, it's a fake ass account.
I think I remember. Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
Yeah, I think I even commented on that
they're
too.
attacking me personally for my OCSN or my personal stuff.
Yeah,
But they hide behind some fake name.
and they don't actually make a point.
They'd never make a point.
That's irritating when it's just an attack, just a personal attack.
But everybody takes things in.
Yeah.
It's such a personal.
Yeah. And then, and then my name gets slung around as if I'm a woman hater. I'm abusive to people, which is total bullshit.
You didn't personally attack. Oh, did we? What is that?
It's me needing to turn down the volume here, apparently.
Because you're getting abusive, Tim.
Yeah, somebody's abusing me right now.
And because they're like, hey, Ron, Tim is abusing ladies on this.
Yeah, which is, I've been with the same woman for 23 years.
I've met
since
her.
I was 17 years old.
I've met her. She's a staunch.
And if I hated anybody, it would be men, because it was a man that destroyed my childhood. It wasn't a woman.
So let me say this. The lady that you were on the thread with, and you got so many, you were like the real Ron. You got so many engagements.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah, and it kind of devolved into other stuff. But, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the point is that we need to realize that when you disagree with somebody and you start taking things personally, think about it if say, for example, Ron was in an argument with a liberal, right? Somebody who was saying something and he disagreed and they started coming back. You probably wouldn't think that Ron was attacking that other person, right? Whereas you would think that I was attacking you because I disagree.
It's happened.
Right. Well, it's kind of the point of this channel is that, we're, you got to respect each other. And that's why me and Ron get along so well, even when we don't agree.
Well, and here's the point of the Ladies for Moms for Liberty. That's a specific group that is trying to maintain a specific goal.
Yeah.
So
I respect the goal.
And that's their thing.
Yeah.
So for you to come in and start saying that I'm paraphrasing, y'all are ignorant, y'all aren't doing this is not right, blah, blah. Of course, they're going to have resistance.
Well, I didn't say that they were ignorant.
No, I said
okay. Okay.
But they're going to have resistance to that. The same as I would or you would, because when I came on your COVID page and started talking about grandparents are old.
Well, that went on for months. And I think that's where our respect for each other was built, because I didn't like censoring either, and I told you that.
You did.
Yeah, I told you that.
You said for the betterment of the group.
Right. Yeah.
I have to let you go.
Yeah, because it was like dealing with a wasp nest, and
exactly. So the same for Moms for Liberty.
Yeah, but it wasn't a group page. It wasn't Moms for Liberty. That conversation didn't happen on Moms for Liberty. Yeah. It wasn't on Moms for Liberty, and it wasn't towards Moms for Liberty. And in fact, it had something to do with Jena Nelson, which we can segue into this other topic.
Let's go ahead.
The Jena Nelson thing that was brought up.
Liberty, by the way, but
yeah, I do too. Don't get me wrong.
He really does. He is a proponent of Moms for Liberty. He really is.
Well, the claim at the time was that Jena Nelson has an alternative standard certificate, and all that means is that you didn't go to school specifically to become a teacher. is that you got a bachelor's degree and then, took your teaching exams later, which to me, I think is perfectly acceptable. I mean, what do you think?
I don't give a shit. But here's the thing. They came at Ryan Walters for not having the same.
See, I haven't heard that though. I haven't heard anybody.
Yeah, but I have.
Maybe because somebody had said something about April Grace, that being an argument that they were making between April Grace and Ryan Walters. I don't know. I've never seen anybody say Ryan wasn't qualified.
Oh, yeah.
From a teaching standpoint.
Damn, are you serious right now?
I haven't seen it.
They said Ryan Walters has only been teaching for 8 years.
Right. Okay.
Well, if he's teaching, he has some type of certificate. I don't give a shit what it is.
Gina's been teaching for 16
Right.
years. Right.
I don't give a shit about her certificate either.
Right.
If they're teaching, they're teaching.
But that's the point. My point wasn't to say Ryan was bad. It was to say that is a silly argument to make. Right. It's like her alternative standard certificate.
Yeah.
Meaning, right.
Yeah. So
that was the only point I was trying to make.
Okay.
That was all I was trying to say.
That was all you're trying to say.
Right. I'm like, this, because whenever people started coming at Ryan, remember whenever they started coming at Ryan about his campaign manager?
Right.
And I defended Ryan. Did I not?
You did.
Yes, I did. And the
You probably
point,
still do.
right, I still would. The point here is that I will call something out if I see that it's an unfounded attack on somebody else. That's just how I am.
I think their point was they said this about Ryan when he was running against April Grace, but she has the same certificate that Ryan has, and now it's a big deal.
I guess. I honestly don't know because I don't know where it came from. I haven't personally seen any large campaign against Ryan about his experience or credentials because neither Gina Nelson nor Ryan have ever been an administrator, which I actually think is a good thing.
It's a wonderful thing.
I'm sick of administrators running everything because I don't view the teachers as being the problem with our education. I think it's the administrators.
I absolutely do not think it's teachers.
Yeah,
I think it's
the
administrations and up.
Yeah, they. I often compare them to police departments because police departments are hated because they protect themselves when somebody does something really fucking stupid, effing stupid. You know what I mean?
So you're saying it's not the police, it's the police administrators? Because
No. It's the concept, this culture where the department itself will protect itself, and that's its goal. Administrators will protect themselves, even if what something has done inside of their thing is bad. They will all the way until they just can't. They will protect them all the way until they can't.
That's almost like a family unit. Like,
but it needs to stop because it distracts from what we're supposed to be doing, and that's teaching our kids.
So you're talking about from an education standpoint. I get that.
Yeah, it's because there's a brick wall there. Like the other day when I showed those pictures about the book, they weren't going to believe me until I showed them. And that's what we're running into. I think that is the problem. But everybody's focused on teachers. A lot of this stuff goes back to what teachers are teaching, or the whole woke stuff. And there's a lot of they're pushing into that, and I'm like, let's focus on where I think the real problem is, which is the administration, because that's
Let's segue into that.
Yeah.
Because the teacher in Norman.
Right. I think her name is Boismier or something.
Let me look at her name because Jacob
Boismier, I think.
Get on to me.
Boismier. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but
so I made a video yesterday addressing Miss Gina Nelson, and I said if you had a teacher that knew she broke the law, admitted she broke the law, and said she was going to continue to break the law, what would your stance be on that? And I haven't heard anything. I know Ryan's. I haven't heard anything. You said you had a different perspective. Go ahead.
What law do you believe she broke?
No. Just hypothetically, if you had a teacher that broke a state law,
okay,
admitted.
Well, we're not dealing in hypotheticals. We're
Right
talking
now we
about
are.
something that happened. Because we have a teacher, Boismier, who had resigned,
Boismier.
and that's who Ryan is calling out. So we're not going to deal with hypotheticals because this is a real thing.
Well, it's
so
going to get real because she admitted, and I've read her statement. She said, it's not if, it's when I break the law.
Well, is she a lawyer?
I don't give a shit if she's a lawyer or
Right.
not.
So you could think that you were breaking the law and not actually be breaking the law.
But she's dealing with kids.
What
too.
law did she break? What law do we believe that she actually broke?
House Bill 1775.
Okay. Are we certain of that?
I am.
And how did she break that law?
She sent. Well, it's not even House. No, I don't know what law. I'll look it up. Directing children to pornography.
Did she, though?
Yes, she did.
You're certain of that?
I'm certain of that.
Because I have the link. Now, I don't have it set up to where I can pull it up, but you can find that link. It actually goes to a public library where the children have to actually sign up and get a library card. Now, I'm not going to say that
Come on.
that
I'm ready for this.
that what she is doing is necessarily ethical, but is it to the point of breaking a law?
No.
I don't think so.
Well, she said it was. She said.
She's also not an attorney.
Okay.
And she's not a district attorney.
Okay.
So I want to quote here. This is from HB 1775 because that's what this kind of all goes back to. It says, no teacher, administrator, or other school employee shall require or make part of any course offered in a public school the following discriminatory principles. And then it lists those things. You know, you can't say that one race is better than the other, blah, 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 blah. But that was not part of any course, and it was not a requirement. So I'm not seeing.
Okay. House Bill 7075 off the table.
We'll assume that that's not what they're referring to, but I believe that's what Ryan is referring to.
I don't know if he is or not. I'm not going to speak for
We'd
Ryan.
have to go back and look at the videos he's made.
I'm referring, and my question was to Jena Nelson. If you have a teacher that said she knew she was sending kids to a link that had pornography in it, whether it was public, private, if it was on her shelf at her house,
Right.
she knew what she said. I knew what I was doing.
Okay.
It was wrong. I'm going to continue to do it.
Okay.
I've got Ryan's answer.
So, well, do we have due process where you can't be convicted of something unless you've been charged with it and then you follow the process? Or do we just go ahead and say, nope, you're guilty because you said you was going to keep doing it? Because I've said a lot of things when I'm pissed off in the moment, like, nah, I'll keep doing that if I want to. You know what I mean?
I have
that could be because, now she's this big spectacle. Everybody's talking about her. She's made national news.
She getting death threats.
Right. Yeah. Allegedly, there's some questions behind that from some people, though I say that's speculation. She did offer the
We
messages.
got to touch on that too. 'Cause
Yeah,
we can't let that go.
we'll get there. But the point being that now I forgot what I was saying anyway. What were we talking about?
We were talking about her
Right.
saying, I did this, I know it was
Yeah.
wrong, and I'm going to continue to do it.
Right. So we have due process. So we can't say,
But she said she did it.
right, but did she violate a law? I don't know. We have to have due process to do that because she resigned before they finished their
Let me
investigation.
ask you a question. If you went to a public park right now and gave a child a QR code that led to pornography, which you yourself have already
Okay.
deemed to pornography,
Okay.
would you be arrested?
Except she didn't do that
If we posted a QR code right here
to a public library.
that led,
It was to a I shit you not. It was to the public library, and they had to literally go through a sign-up process.
Okay, let me do
You had
this.
to be at least 13 years of
let me
age
do this.
or older.
Let me do this. If you have a captive audience of 20 kids in your classroom, which you're a publicly state-paid person,
Right.
and you purposefully put a QR code on your wall leading children to a site that has pornography,
And it says, don't scan this is what it said underneath. Yeah, that was the caption.
yeah, of course it
Right.
is. Don't.
Right.
Yeah, and
We all know that
Twisted
it
Sister
was
said, this
right.
is explicit lyrics. Don't listen to this.
Right.
Right.
Again, unethical. I agree. But
It's horseshit is what it is.
do we charge her with this because she said she did it, or do we allow the school to do its process?
With what?
Well, the claim is that she broke a law. So if she
I'm
broke a
saying-
law, we should go after that.
I'm saying that she doesn't need to teach.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. We need due process before we just go and just start revoking teachers' license because Ryan Walters wants to.
So why do you feel that way and you don't feel the same way about Tyler Wren?
Well, he did all of those things, right? And they didn't do anything to him. He wasn't reprimanded. They didn't do anything to him. The process is what I would like them to do, whatever process that is, whatever process they have in
We
place.
can't be involved in the process because it's all behind closed doors.
And that's a problem. That goes back to my issue with administration, because the administration is too closed off with their personnel issues, and that's something that also needs to be
They
addressed.
let him off the hook
They did.
where this lady is getting fucking reamed,
Right.
but
Yeah.
he's still teaching.
And I made that point whenever I first saw Ryan's video about this teacher, him wanting to revoke her license. I'm like, well, this seems like political theater to me, because Tyler did something way worse. This guy was literally admitting to, on video, indoctrinating children, laughing about the fact that he's wearing anarchy symbols and he's got, other things in his classroom
But she's
during
doing the
parent-teacher
same
conference.
thing. She
She
said, I know I did this.
So,
This is wrong. I'm
well,
going to continue to do it.
let's look at it from a perspective where, should we revoke a teacher's license if she says you can go to the public library and check those books out if you want to? Should we?
No.
That's
not
what
at
she
all.
did.
No, she didn't.
That is
She
the same
posted
difference.
The way to do it. She didn't say, if you want to know about it, here's how you know about it. But she didn't give them access to it.
And all of those books are available in their child's public library.
But the moms and dads have access to those public libraries, whether or not their kids go
Sure.
there or not.
And I don't know what the sign-up process is, what was for that library, but they had to go through a sign-up process to get a library card.
Right.
Right. Now, there is I think, legitimate argument from one side, because, see, where I draw the line for pornographic material is explicit pictures, right?
Yeah.
So if it's in words and there's a couple of sex scenes in it, I'm not going to make a fuss about it. Shouldn't be in any lower than 9th grade, in my opinion. But if you start putting pictures in there, that's a different story to me, because somebody's imagination is their own.
Back in our day, a Sears catalog in the public librry would have been porn.
Well, yeah, I mean, we sought that stuff out. I'm sure maybe you did. I don't know if I can speak for you, but
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but my point being is that stuff is still available to them.
And the parents' discretion.
Sure, but they still have to go through a sign-up process. So if, in fact, that library, that public library that is online, is allowing children to sign up for those books, then I think the problem exists with that public library online, not the teacher who shared it and said, hey, you can go.
I think it's the teacher's intent.
I agree. And I think that's unethical for sure. I'm not saying it's
You're
not.
saying unethical like that gives her a pass.
No, it's saying that there's something wrong with it, but to what degree, I don't know. But it certainly feels
How do we
unethical.
find out what degree then?
You go through that investigation.
But she resigned.
Right, she did.
Without the support of the school.
But Ryan is reaching out to Hoffmeister.
Ryan is
pull-
a politician in an election year 2 months away.
He sent an official letterhead from the State Department.
That's his job.
Right. And in fact, I will point out to Ryan that he actually lied in that statement. The first statement that he put out,
He did.
It was false. And that actually violates the second principle.
Hang on. Clerical error.
Well, so I'll just say the teachers are bound by Principle 2, the Oklahoma Administrative Code, quote, shall not knowingly make false or malicious statements about a colleague. So,
Clerical error.
I mean, maybe, and I don't know how long it took him to do the updated version of that, but it did happen. and it was on official letterhead. So there actually may be a lawsuit that could be filed against somebody.
I hope she sues.
It will do more. It will do good for him, certainly, if she does that. But I'm just saying that's why we need to be a little more, I don't know, thoughtful in our process when we do these things, because I'm okay with them looking into what she did if it violated a law, and taking that process, because that's due process. The whole American way is due process.
Right.
So I think it's at least fair to her to get that say if we're going to go down that road. But at the same time, is telling a child, you can go to the public library because, we don't have these books here, but you can go to the public library. Are we really going to pitch a fit about that? You know what I mean? Because it is available in the library.
The public library.
The public library.
Which I agree with.
Yeah. I don't think books should be taken out of there, maybe other than Anarchist Cookbook, and even then I'm a little... Yeah.
If you're talking about public school library, that's a different thing, though.
Yes. And in this case, it was I believe it was New York Public Library is the one that, something like that. So...
Which is completely liberal bullshit.
So I feel like a couple of things need to happen here. One, they need to reach out to the New York Library and say that sign-up process probably needs to have parents involved, because every library that I've ever gone to as a child, I had to get my parents to sign off on it. And then I think another conversation that we should have is, should we put age restrictions on certain materials in the library?
I think so.
We do it to videos. We do it to music.
Movies.
We do it to lighters. You can't buy whipped cream now unless you're 18.
Can't buy charcoal, lighter fluid. Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah.
So we've got age restrictions everywhere. But for some reason, the Librarian Bill of Rights, it's pretty clear. They don't want anything banned out of the library. But, the way I'm looking at it is like, that's probably a pretty good way to make everybody happy, is say, you need your parents' permission to check this out because it's inappropriate for minors. I don't like censoring or banning books, but I also think that children shouldn't be exposed to literally everything that they can get their hands on, because that's ridiculous.
Well, and people say, well, you have your children, they have their phones and they have internet and stuff. I have parental guidance on my child's phone.
That's for every parent to decide what they do there.
That's not society's decision. That's mine.
Yeah, because once they enter those school walls, there's nothing the parent can do, clearly. I mean, it took me...
You fought people...
Yeah. It took me 3 days to get them to realize that, my daughter was telling the truth. There was a book in there where kids were pissing on each other's faces and kids getting, molested. So what she did absolutely was wrong, but this kind of goes back to the administration. Like, well, we can't talk, that's a personnel issue. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous because these things affect our children, and then we end up with issues like with April Grace and the Ron Arthur was his name.
Ron Arthur,
doing that stuff, and then I don't want to say
still going on.
Right, and I don't want to say get to hide behind, because I'm sure a lot of them don't agree, but the laws need to be changed so that they don't have to do that. So that they aren't forced to hide behind, or else based on the Oklahoma Administrative Code, they can lose their licenses.
Let me ask you this. Let's segue into another thing real quick. This teacher that did this, I've been getting beat up so bad on Twitter.
I know he has.
I mean, so bad, like to the point I'm crying.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you want her to die. You've been part of this, and she's getting death threats, and no, she played stupid games. She won stupid prizes.
Yeah, well, see, this is where we'll also disagree. I don't think it's okay to threaten anybody.
You think that somebody threatened her to where she was like, oh, God, because people threaten us every day.
Well, so, right, but we're kind of used to that. You know what I mean? She's a teacher. She probably is used to that. And I've seen the messages that were sent to her.
Can I say my theory real quick?
Yeah, no, go for it.
My theory is Jena Nelson. This is just a theory. Don't hold me to this. This is just a theory.
We'll put it in air quotes.
Air quotes. My theory is Jena Nelson and the Democrats and the liberals in the state of Oklahoma told this teacher to take a hit
Oh, yeah.
so that Ryan Walters would come after her and say, I'm an American, I'm not going to stand for this, and try to villainize him.
Okay.
And so she's making a big spectacle out of this.
Has she even spoken on the issue, though?
Yeah, she's done interviews and stuff. Yeah.
No, about Boismier. About
Jena?
yes.
Jena hasn't come out of her fucking basement, dude.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's on the point I'm making.
She's letting
Now,
everybody else
but
do
do
the
you
work
have any
for her.
evidence to support that they're
None
right?
whatsoever.
I
None.
felt like that was important to
This
point
is
out.
just right here.
Right. And I don't think that that's the case here.
I do.
I think I
want
think she
substantiated- wanna see
felt like she was being forced to do something she didn't want to do, and that she was going to do it anyway in whatever small, subtle way that she could.
If that's the truth,
Yeah.
good on her.
Right.
That's
so
America.
she's right, basically sticking up for what she believes is wrong.
I don't think that's true though.
And I think it was it just happened. I don't think there's any, conspiracy behind it. But if there was, let's just say there was, do you think Ryan should have taken a different tact with this approach?
No, that's the type of leader I want. She completely juicy smoothiered this.
Oh,
I'm
without
just-
without the rope and the bleach.
This is complete.
That's funny.
This is completely a juicy smoothie moment.
At
completely
first, I
is.
thought you were talking about a smoothie, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know he's talking
No,
about.
I can't pronounce her name, or I would say it in French, but it's completely juicy.
That's one way to put it.
It is.
That's funny. No, I don't know. I feel like it's a bad precedent to set to go after teachers like that because, and this kind of goes back to and you've heard me defend 1775, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have defended the verbiage of 1775.
Tell them what I said about the dude in Tulsa the other day that was like willy nilly 1775 bullshit. Yeah.
What are you referring to? I'm not
It's
sure.
going to make it easier to file a complaint as far as 1775 was concerned. I'm like, no.
Oh,
That's not
right.
what that was
Yep.
intended for.
He did say that. Yeah. It's like, because then you're going to have a bunch of, people
Yeah.
bitching and moaning about everything. Yeah. Yeah, he did. But now I forgot what I was.
It was watering down 1775.
Yeah. So the verbiage of 1775, if you read that, it's hard to disagree with it. I mean, I don't disagree with anything that it says. But when Ryan came out and did this, I realized, at least in my opinion, this is how it's being perceived by myself and probably others as well, is that it's being just going to be used as a cudgel to scare the shit out of teachers. So it's like you try to you can't take, Black history or Native history or whatever out of the schools because that's too obvious. If you put it in a subtle way and then you scare everybody so they're confused about what they can and cannot teach and they don't know what they're going to get in trouble for, so then they just bypass it altogether. And I think that's what's going on here.
But the people that think that, to me, if you're in the right, and my mama always told me this, if you always do right,
Mama says.
Mama says if you always do right, you'll never be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So teach what you know is right. Don't inject your
Yeah.
feelings into bullshit.
Yeah. To the teachers, if there are any out there watching, you need to just teach history as it was. And you know what? The one thing that pisses me off about school, when we were growing up, what did you learn about Christopher Columbus?
The nursery rhyme.
Yeah, it was Sailed the Ocean Blue,
Right,
1742 or whatever. Yeah.
About Christopher Columbus.
Well, later in my life, I learned that the dude was an international slave trader, basically committed genocide against an entire native population.
Come on, Tim, he lived for like 47 years.
Well, but think about that. This is all omitted, and they have documents proving this stuff from the sailors that were on his ships. that proving that he was doing these terrible things. Yet we celebrate the guy. So that's, you know what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Like they
do you
brush
really-
off history that makes.
Do you really celebrate Christopher Columbus?
Hell no, I wouldn't celebrate Christopher Columbus Day if you paid me to do it.
Does anybody celebrate Christopher Columbus except for Italians?
The banks,
Right.
the banks closed.
We get together as a family and celebrate
We all have dinner.
the discovery of America, which was already fucking here.
We eat the remaining, parts of those people that were killed.
Are you serious right now?
No,
Okay.
no. No, totally not
I
serious.
just love getting
Man,
together with my family.
My favorite holiday is Christopher Columbus Day.
I just love getting together with my family and eating some fucking turkey and shit. And y'all are like, Christopher
We're over here.
Columbus
It's
killed
still
him.
beating.
I'm like, I just dropped $1,000 at the casino over here.
Yeah,
And
I believe the names were Arawaks, if I'm getting my history right. Arawak tribe, and I mean they would like beat their children to death in front of them to get them to comply.
Arawaks?
Yeah.
I thought it was Iroquois.
No, it's Arawaks, I believe.
Don't
I'd have to
think-
look it up. It's the story regardless. I mean, and they just kept coming back because there was gold. They found gold out there, so they like had them mining gold.
That's funny that you remember that from your schooling because
Well, no, that wasn't taught in school. That's something I learned later in life. They never taught that in school.
this is completely off topic. But what I remember
Yeah.
as I think it was 4th or 5th grade in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, we went to Indian Native American class, and
It was like history, Native American history or
yeah,
something?
Native American. And my memory of that class was watching a video of Indians running so many buffalo off a cliff to kill them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if that probably happened, but I mean,
I
there
know.
were
I was
so many.
there.
There was so many. No, I'm saying like in the past.
Oh.
But there were so many different ways to kill buffalo.
But I'm like, what are they doing to these buffalo?
But when they built the trains across the West,
yeah.
they would literally shoot these buffalo from the trains.
I
And
watched a documentary last
They wouldn't
night.
they wouldn't eat them or anything. They'd just shoot them. It was just sport. Just out the window of the train.
I watched a video last night. Buffalo got down to like 400.
Yeah.
400
Yeah.
from like hundreds of millions.
Crazy. Have you seen those pictures of those bones? The buffalo?
Yeah, the mouths.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like it breaks my heart, honestly, that people would, think that that's okay or whatever. But
White people are horrible.
well, I mean, that's
We should
but,
probably
but
teach
see that's
people-
and that's the
We
thing
should
though.
probably teach people that white people are horrible.
But that's I think what the fear is, that white people think that teaching this stuff will make them look bad. But I mean, it happened. It is what it is. I married a white woman.
I'm not going out on
I
the
got-
plains right now shooting buffalo and shit.
Right. Yeah. What people did before aren't what we're doing now. So, and that's why I agree with the verbiage of 1775, but I feel like there's a little more to it than that. That I
Got
feel like
way off fucking topic.
we did, but is all based on history that you learn in school versus the reality of it. And that's kind of goes back into 1775. What are teachers supposed to teach? Are they supposed to teach the truth, the watered down version of the truth? A lot of them are freaked out and they don't know because they don't want to lose their license. Now you've got a potential state superintendent going after somebody for doing something as simple as sending a link to a public library, which I
It
understand.
wasn't just a simple link. It was a link that I've been arguing with House representatives all day. It wasn't just a link to a library.
It was.
It was not. It was not a link to a library. It was a link to a library, and you followed the fucking breadcrumbs, and it led you to porn.
So some would argue against that characterization of the books that are on there.
Well, those people are liberals, and they're wrong.
So, and what that actually was set up for, and I don't know if they're doing it's like an outreach program or whatever, because clearly people complain about Of Mice and Men, right?
Which is a great book.
Right. But they complain about it. Every year it gets challenged as a book to be in that's not appropriate.
Why?
I think because it has the N word in it. Right. So, and matter of fact, when you find the banned books that are in that library, which you have to go through multiple steps to get to, that's actually at the bottom of it, of Mice and Men, because it's banned in some schools, which is crazy to me. So that is also with other things. So it wasn't just like porn. It was books that have been banned from public school libraries. And like I said before, the Librarian Bill of Rights says we don't ban anything from children. So whether you agree with that or not, that's how librarians feel. You know, they're like, books are great, and you know, and I agree, but there's also age appropriate stuff. I think
Completely.
we can all agree on that.
If you read Mice and Men when you were in 3rd grade, you didn't understand anything that
Right.
was going on with it.
Yeah. It's and that's the thing. Like, they tried to do that argument to me when I was handing them, you know, when I was dealing with the book that had the, you know, child rape and all that stuff in there.
They're pissing on each other.
Right, acting like, well, you know, some people find this offensive. But I don't think anybody's out there being like, well, Mr. Ryland, some people would say that showing that child rape in the public school library is perfectly acceptable. I've never heard anybody say that.
Who the fuck would say that?
I would have an issue with the person that said that to me. So, right? Like, I don't think this is that. This isn't just, well, some people find it offensive. No, it is offensive. I think as society we've kind of come together and said, yeah, these are things that aren't acceptable.
You'll have to excuse me for coughing. It's so hot in here.
You got the
My
Rona.
COPD is like acting up.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. We got to get that worked out for the next one.
Yeah, I don't have monkeypox though.
Yeah, he got the monkeypox. You know what will suck though is that because you can get it without being homosexual.
No, it's the
but
strong
if you
COVID.
get it, everybody around you, oh my God, that dude's gay. That's what everybody's
Did you
gonna
hear
think.
like Mark? You listen to Mark K.
No,
He
Mark
calls it-
K or Hay.
K.
K. No.
He calls it schlong COVID.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I had to.
What a butthole.
Yeah, he's an ass. I love him.
Oh my God. Schlong COVID.
You have to be more social with people
No.
because we're fixing to blow up.
Yeah. Well, you know, I am who I am, and
You have to accept people for who they are, but
am I different? You know,
you've never been different.
am I more goofy though than you thought I was initially?
Goofy? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're completely. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty goofy, but
I loved him. I do. And we've been friends for a couple of years.
yeah. I think right when COVID started,
Yeah.
you know, you started coming on the page, and you know, that's
And
the
you
thing.
blocked me.
I never blocked you. I got you out of the group, and it was just a mess because I'm over here trying to do research on this stuff because that's what my group was about. I was posting, you know, you saw the stuff I would post. I would post all these studies, and we'd talk about it or whatever.
To be fair, I'm a lot.
Yeah, it was, you know, 396 notifications. Run. Somebody else, run.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that bad. No, I mean, you know, I didn't even disagree necessarily with what you were saying, but, you know, it was just harsh, and everybody's like, oh, my God. I'm
that's how
like,
I
man, I got it.
That's how I feel about Melissa.
Yeah.
And I know you and Melissa don't get along.
Yeah.
But Melissa is my sis. You're my bro.
Yeah.
We all have the same passion. Y'all need to come together and figure it out because we're all fighting the same people. We really are.
You know, I've got issues there that,
She does too.
yeah. So there's some personalities that just clash.
Oil
and
and water.
I think that may be the case here. Because I still haven't blocked her, you know.
You know how I feel about
I
blocking
won't.
people.
Yeah. No, my block list has maybe 4, and those are people that like threaten to kill me or, you know, spam me, like spam bots. You know, you get those
Have
people.
you ever
that'll-
had somebody threaten to kill you?
Yeah. Yeah, multiple times.
And that's what goes
During
back
COVID, I had a few. Yeah, it's crazy. And that's why when she says that she's getting that, I believe her. I mean, people threaten to kill you all the time for stupidest things.
Melissa's getting hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. You get that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I welcome
yeah.
that shit. You know I stay.
Ryan, I'm sure gets it.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I'm sure Gina probably gets it.
Gina probably gets it too.
When you stand up and stand out and speak out for something,
Yeah.
you're going to get it.
When you're in front of the crowd, you're the one they're going to shoot at.
So you either have the Constitution to take it and move on. And that's another thing. I wake up to all these messages every morning. My wife is like, turn your phone off. Turn your fucking phone off.
Yeah.
I can't sleep. It's
Constant.
like ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding. So every morning I wake up to like, who's threatening to kill me now? But I know that I'm doing something right.
Right. If you
That's
wasn't
what-
doing anything right,
Right.
you wouldn't have all those people hating on
Right. And
Yeah.
I haven't lost anybody. When I start
Right.
losing people,
you. Yeah.
I might need to look at it. But people
Yeah.
keep grabbing on to what we're saying.
But eventually, like I was saying earlier, Joe Rogan, he had mentioned on his show, he's like, I had to stop reading them. He was like, it was just,
Yeah,
it was
you
like,
have
it's
to.
so toxic because people, especially on the internet, they don't even think about what they're saying. They're just,
Well, like I'll say it, Stephanie Ingersoll over in Owasso. Mm-hmm. We outgrew her.
yeah.
Nothing she says is of consequence.
I don't even see her.
Right.
Well, she blocked me, so I guess that makes sense.
But
After she blamed me for, I'm not going to talk about her personal issues, but
people are so one-sided, one-minded,
yeah.
they're not open-minded.
Well, hopefully we can change some of that.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I would love for Stephanie Ingersoll to come on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
she's
love
welcome.
that.
She's welcome.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Absolutely.
I mean, honestly,
The
if,
PLAC group. What's her name?
Rutman,
Not Rutman. The other one.
I don't know. It's not one of the directors that sent me that email, is it?
Fulbright. Missy Fulbright.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
You know her, right?
I don't know her, but I've seen her name. Yeah. I've seen her name online. I don't know who
These
she
are
is.
people of
but
consequence.
yeah.
I think everybody needs to come on. We need to
Yeah.
figure this out.
Yeah, we got to get some people on here. So if you're trying to make a change, whether we agree with you or not, we'll make a change with you.
We got 10 minutes. What do you want to talk about? 10 minutes.
There was one thing that was said. Well, it was Melissa that said it. She said I was having an identity crisis.
Like, you didn't know if you had a vagina or a penis?
Not that identity crisis. Getting close though. No, she said that because I agree with some things Republicans say, and I don't agree with some things they say, and apparently that means I have an identity crisis. But I beg to differ. I don't play like sports team politics, as I call it, where you pick a side and you just rationalize everything else. Right.
Which I typically do.
Yeah, which, I mean, and you have to if you're going to play for one side only, right? But then you always end up with somebody who has done things that you've disagreed with in the past, and then somebody can call you a hypocrite. That doesn't happen if you don't have a side, and you know what I mean? Like you say, call balls and strikes. So it's not an identity crisis. I'm well aware of it. So for
you
anybody,
don't have a side necessarily.
no, I mean, I lean more to the liberal side of things, even to Bernie Sanders supporter. I mean, if that tells anybody anything, I love Bernie Sanders. There's pretty much nothing that I've ever heard Bernie say that I disagreed with.
Socialism?
Yeah, well, democratic socialism. It's, that word gets thrown around a lot. A lot of people don't know what it means. I'm more of economic socialism. So things that we shouldn't privatize: education, healthcare. Episode 9. What do you? I think I know what
Democratic
you're referring
socialism.
to. I don't know what that is. Oh,
Naming one country that works under socialism. I'm sorry, I like
The United States of America.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, we already have socialist ideas within us. You see, fire departments, well, that have been put into motion. Fire departments used to be privatized. I don't know if people know that or not. but long time ago, and I believe it was Benjamin Franklin. Is the one that started saying, this sucks, guys, because you used to have to hang a placard outside your door. And then these fire departments would this corporate warfare, if you will, they would block the streets to the house and make these basically, blackmail them. It's like, well, we'll put the fire out if you give us money.
Listen.
And they would sit there and watch your house burn down if you didn't have that placard.
Listen, there are some things I will even agree have to be socialist.
Yeah.
Fire department, healthcare,
police,
healthcare, public schools,
education. Yeah, I mean the list.
The list is small.
Water. So, do you know anything about co-ops?
I do.
Yeah,
and it's bullshit.
Co-ops where the employees are the owners of the business,
but then the employees decide who gets what services.
Correct. They vote for themselves. Do we give ourselves a bonus, or do we put this much money back into the business and upgrade it? And everybody gets a say. You have an equal partnership in that. And honestly, I think that's one of the best ways to get away from corporate greed that causes so many problems.
We gotta get some people on here.
Rich
Banning.
Yeah.
Chris Banning. He's going to be on here soon. Ryan Walters.
Yeah.
He's going to be on here. Ryan, you're going to be on here soon.
I mean, I'm going to have to pull some Democrats, but
who I'm trying
but
to.
Again, I don't really play sides, so it's hard for me to get, you know what I mean?
I'm not being hateful to Jena either. I want Jena on here.
Yeah.
I really do.
I just want her to come out and start talking about her policies, what she wants, because I still don't know.
There's nothing out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep plugging away. Eventually.
You are not my only Democratic friend or liberal friend.
I would hope not.
Many, and they're like, I don't know anything about Jena.
Right, Jena.
Right.
And I'll say that every episode until she responds or posts a video that actually has some good information.
What do you think about April Grace threatening me in a lawsuit?
I thought that was ridiculous. First of all, April, if you're watching, you probably are, because apparently you love Ron.
Right. Everybody loves Ron.
I'm not saying this to be derogatory, but you lost.
You did lose.
You lost. You got the big L. Not being mean, but I'm kind of being mean because you keep messing with my boy here.
She said that the NEA.
Yeah, no, and when I went to look for the comment, it was gone. So, girl,
come on now,
as they would say, girl, come on. Yeah, I don't get it.
She said the NEA didn't know her or Ryan's name, but yet they put $5,000 in your account.
And now what she's saying kind of goes back into the deal with the letterhead from Ryan. Talking about defamation, when you put it in writing, it's libel. And if you're a public figure, you got to be careful with that stuff. You really do. But April going around talking about petty things with Ron. I mean, Ron is popular with a lot of people, but
especially the ladies.
He's not Joe Rogan, right? He's not, think of any other local celebrity. Travis Meyer.
Limbaugh, yeah.
Right. So why are you commenting on his Twitter post?
If you were her lawyer, you would be like, fucking stay away from this.
That
dude.
shows a lack of judgment. Not saying there's anything wrong with having a conversation with Ron, but that's multiple times she's gone out of her way to make a comment on his post, bitching at him. And I'm like, you already lost. Shh, quit. Just let it go. Yeah. I mean,
why is that?
Sour grapes. Maybe she feels like you had a hand in her. I'm sorry. You did it to yourself, April. Nobody wants to vote for a pedophile protector. Is anybody surprised by that?
So if April comes out and says to me, I'm a registered Republican since 2018. I'm about this Republican shit. But then April votes for a Democrat. What does that say about April?
Well, I am a Democrat, and I voted for a Republican. So all it says is that she's willing to listen to both sides. That's how I take it.
I'll tell you right now, and tell everybody else that's watching, I voted for Bill Clinton the first time.
Yeah. I voted for Bill Clinton too. That was the first. No. I couldn't vote for Bill.
You couldn't.
I had to wait for
Yeah,
Bush.
I'm a little bit
He was
older than Tim.
Yeah, but I voted for Gore.
You voted for Gore?
Yeah.
I didn't vote for the first
And
Bush.
we didn't have a hanging Chad issue here. I'll just point out. Didn't have that. Oh my God.
I voted for Clinton one time. I was a registered Democrat until I think 2001, 2.
Well, you know what's crazy is that I've only once in my entire life voted for somebody who I was like, I really like this guy. Every other time it was, this guy sucks less than this guy. You know what I mean? And that one time was
That's
Obama.
sad. That's sad.
It was the first time I voted for Obama. And then the second time around, I'm like, he sucks. Just as worse as the rest of the guys that have been there before him and are coming after.
Listen, McCain,
It is what it is.
McCain gave Obama the fucking election.
Yes. Oh my God. Sarah Palin, she didn't help.
That fucking liberal.
Which she lost, and I thought was funny.
What was the liberal piece of shit that ran against Obama the second time? He's married to the Hines lady.
John Kerry.
Kerry.
Yeah.
God.
John Kerry. Yeah.
Or gosh damn. I shouldn't say goddamn. Gosh.
I say it.
My father always said, "What are you saying god dang for? It sounds too much like goddamn."
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I love Jesus. I cuss a little bit, but
I said that too.
yeah.
But, sometimes I like to push buttons sometimes, and that upsets some people.
It does.
If I'm wanting to upset somebody.
Now I'm feeling awkward and shit, but
What? Oh, because you said that?
yeah.
Man, I haven't seen any lightning strikes, so I think you're good.
You think I'm all
I
right?
think you're good. I think we'll make it. You know what? Actually, you better put your helmet on.
I probably should.
You probably should end the show with that helmet on. Let's do it, Ron. What? How much time we got left?
We got like 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes. All right. I didn't see. Oh, we got. Okay. So everybody, it's corn. That's my wife talking.
I got the
This
Jesus
guy.
I got the
This is
Jesus
why I love this
protector
guy.
on.
Yeah, just in case the lightning comes, that'll protect him. I think. Is that plastic?
No, this is fucking 1969. Fucking
It's metal.
feel this shit.
Let me see. Oh, nice. I got to get me one of those.
Yeah,
We gotta wear them together.
we did. We
Yeah.
Listen, I got the fucking right here.
That'd be cool if we get one and get the little deal to work. Get it to.
This will work.
Yeah.
I know this.
Well, I mean, get the thing we can hook it up to.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
yeah. Loudmouths.
Yeah, I guess that's it for today. When are we going to do the next episode? Because we're here now, so our days are probably going to change a little bit.
Well,
My weekends are kind of taken now.
I think Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right, so we'll be back up here on Tuesday. We'll just do it at 7 o'clock. You want to just set it at 7 o'clock?
Everybody loves 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Tuesday at 7 o'clock, we'll be doing episode 9.
9.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Boom. Oh. We got to get used to that.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot for showing up, guys. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Peace.